Hello, hello. How we doing? Hello, Jelisa. Hey, baby girl. Yeah. Yap. Hello, hello. How's my chat doing? On this fine, lovely Wednesday. Yeah. Oh. For some reason, the Netherlands decided to get really warm again. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't want it either. But it's 34 degrees or even more at the moment. Save me. Jesus, yeah. It went all the way up. Like yesterday it was like 24 or something, and now suddenly +10. Yay! And it's gonna keep a bit as well. Let's see. Where's the weather? Yeah, tomorrow is 27. and then 24, 24, and then 27, 31. Ay, 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 ay. And then it slowly goes down again. Oh man, welcome in. Good. The morning. Just morning or just afternoon? My mouth is doing the thing again. Ah, we fixed it. No, we did not. Hold on. It seems to be a V-bridger issue. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just restart V-bridger then. Maybe I need to use like a different preset. Yeah, it's somewhat better, somewhat better.
The internet has done.
Oh, nay. I did not want it to autoplay that video, I'm so sorry. Nobody heard that. Nobody heard what I was watching. Oh. Yes. I read today, sadly, the French DJ and Vaporwave, Retrowave, Electric House musician Kavinsky died today at the age of 50. And I kind of like synthwave and vaporwave and everything like that, so I'm kind of sad because he really had like his own vibe. He did the main song for Drive, the movie Drive, with Ryan Reynolds. Not Ryan Reynolds, holy shit, no, not Ryan Reynolds, with Ryan Gosling. There we go. Jesus Christ, no. That's a massive disservice to Gosling. Me. Welcome in, my beloved YouTube chatter. How are you doing today? I timed my previous message well. Killed melee with tank plus. Wait, what? Crying because I said YouTube chatter. Yeah. I'll tap the mid normal rate to forgot to move. Which rate were you doing? That is even possible these days. That's one of the older rates then, isn't it? Doing all normal arcade. Oh, I see. Oh, you're doing it for the relic? Soon done. Do you like the new effects? The swirl and the Eureka Fire effect? Soon as in 8 expert dungeons and 3 alliance raids. Jesus. It really is like old books, huh? Yeah, I think it looks nice. I think some do look nice. Some do look nice. Oh, solid. Which one are you making? Picto? I think a lot of the models are really solid. Red Mage for Demon. Oh yeah, naturally. After that, Black Mage in case I swap. The Black Mage one looks cool though. It's like a hand and a Calabra. Like with candles and everything. Very fitting. Did you see the Reaper one? They absolutely like a abomination. Red Mage sword is really nice as well. Don't like the Jamson. Oh yeah. I like the Reaper. What, do you really? The Reaper is like, the model is really nice, and then when it glows it's like rainbow vomit. It really ruins everything. They should not make like the blade part glow as well. On top of like the crystal in it. I think it was too much. Also the colors are just weird. The glow colors. I think it's the glow colors on top of like the red crystal, and then the crystal becomes yellow. Yeah. The model is really nice though. You have like a non-glow version before the glow version, right? And that's really nice. That's really nice. I like how the edge is blue. Alright. You are allowed to have your own opinion and taste, even if it is wrong. No, I'm just kidding. What are your hobbies? I have a lot of hobbies. I do diamond painting. I read a lot. I love watching series. I play saxophone. I do a lot of crafts, actually. Unstopped and fun. No! You're like my longest sub, I think, but at this point, yeah. No! My most devoted viewer. I did a lot of drawing and painting back in the day. I like playing mahjong. Yeah, playing games, of course. I don't play games that often anymore, though. The Dragoon Spear is pretty nice, too. I mean, it's just a spear. It's just a spear with the swirly shit on the top. How much different can they do? But it flares out, yeah. When you open, when you unsheath it, it flares out. That's quite nice. I like how the summoner wings on the book are like translucent, and they also have like smaller, almost like fairy-like wings on the scholar one. And on the scholar book you have like the 3 elemental colors circling on the back of the book. That's also really nice. There's a lot of detail in those books. I think my favorite, and a lot of people I saw are like divided on this. I think my favorite is Monk, where it gets like the double tonfas, but I have always been an enjoyer of the tonfa model. Oh, and the dancer gets finally fans. It's been 84 years, but it finally gets fans. Also, Warrior gets another bonk weapon. Yeah, Beam was also excited about that already. Fist tonfa. Ah, okay. I see. No, I really like the tonfas as well from Boscia. Boscia I liked as well, yeah. The ninja blades are like sleek with like a curved like claw edge to it, or like a claw knife on the other end. I was like, ah, that's nice as well, yeah. I'm not like super fan of the effect, because the effect is, I love, like my favorite relic models, a lot of my favorite ones are the first step in Heavensward, which is exactly that swirl, just in different colors. And with some of them, I think the fire is a bit too obnoxious. And it also kind of feels cheap that they're just combining the Heavensward Swirl with the Stormblood fire. I don't know. For a relic weapon, we only get like a relic weapon every expansion, and you got so much time to make the designs. Why, yeah. Why reuse effects? That's what I wanted to say. That's kind of weird. The only one I don't really like is the Dark Weapon. Really? I thought the Dark Weapon was quite nice. Like fat and purple. And the model of the blade is also pretty solid. Tip of the blade? Oh, you mean like the weird hook curve? The pointy but not pointy edge? It's something different, I suppose. Yeah, I can see people being like, I either like it or I don't like it. Which other ones were like quite nice? Oh, the Picto one is interesting. You have like a cherub or like a, how do you call that? A scarab. That's what was the, you have a scarab on it. I don't like when blades get thicker at the end. Yeah, I'm the same with my ninja weapons. I'm the same on my ninja weapons like that. Like I like sleek weapons more than bulky ones as well. You know what ninja weapon would slap? Which one? I don't know if I've like seen maracas. Oh. That's some Monster Hunter shit right there. That would be funny, yeah. That would be hilarious. Man, we haven't had like real joke weapons for a while. They got like the Super Valentine weapons and then the magical girl-esque weapons this expansion, right? I mean, only a few got joke weapons. Not every job got joke weapons, right? From the latest ones. I mean, I know Ninja got like a fork and knife. Right? I mean, that was kind of funny. I think the best Dragoon weapon is still the cat toy. You know, the fluffy cat toy thingy. 32 jobs? Really? Okay. What are the weapon series called? Do you have one in your inventory? Oh, Figmental weapon coffer. Oh, with the Sakura one. But isn't that like super long ago? Yeah, that's November 2024. Yeah. That's not recently, Apu. Kinda is relative, yeah. I feel that about everything after COVID, huh? Yeah, that's the one with the bouquet for the machinist, right? Yeah. Oh, I bought so many friends these weapons when they came out. They're so good. Like the Dragoon weapon is still my favorite. Oh, and the Astro Snow Globe. Yeah. And the umbrella for the Red Mage. Yeah, the umbrella for the Red Mage is so solid. What the hell is this music? contamination ash. Oh, the bow is also pretty good. It's hard to find like really good bard bows. It's so hit and miss, I feel. Like with the new relic, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it's nice that it is an actual bard bow, right? With the strings in it, but it's just like the same freaking harp bow we've seen so many times already. So yeah, that's kind of eh. Oh. Yeah, we'll see. Are you gonna do the forked towers? The forked towers? Nah? Did you watch any of the streamers do it though? One of the bosses is absolutely insane and it looks like it was part of scrapped ultimate mechanics for sure. No? Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't see this puggable, or at least it's gonna take a bit. It really looks like an ultimate mechanic. So yeah. Just gonna focus on old school RuneScape and you mad and back to the old school RuneScape grind, huh? I'm gonna skip this song. There we go. That's better. Hello! Welcome in! Hello! How you doing? How's your Wednesday? I can't wait to see how well I can multitask both accounts doing the— oh no! I mean, you can like do RuneScape stuff in between the pulls, right? Surely. Like when you wipe, you can click some things. I will be clicking in the middle of a pool as well. I am so glad I'm not raiding with you anymore. That would absolutely piss me off. It did it during through as well. Yeah, I was also mad about that, but yeah. When I had your stream on the side, I was like, this motherfucker. But through was just a glorified extreme, so it's whatever. Good, just vibing. How my life is, I guess. Thanks for asking. It's good to vibe in this midweek, day in the mid of the week. There we go. We can talk, I swear. Yeah, I've mainly been watching EWC today because they're doing the Street Fighter groups. So I've been checking for them. Yeah, it's a kind of funny song. Yeah, otherwise not really much going on. I had new rings come in, and I'm gonna scare the shit out of my mom the next time she's gonna come over, or I'm gonna come over to them, because I ordered like fake piercings, fake facial piercings, so I can have like a fake lip piercing and a fake nose ring. She's gonna absolutely murder me. The only time I actively, visibly that she was upset with me in my life was when I came home with an eyebrow piercing, which I don't have nowadays anymore. But yeah, she was legit disappointed. I was like 18, I think, or something. But then all of them at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna put like the lip piercing and the nose ring in. Oh, she's gonna be so mad. In my place in an hour, it'll be Thursday though. Oh my god. Wait, you're like how many hours ahead then? 6. At 5 hours ahead. Where you look? It's like Singapore or something, right? Far to the east though. Yeah, I will. She's gonna get the scare of a lifetime. Oh man. I got a bunch of new rings as well, so I can finally update my rings as well. So happy. Gonna wear a bit more at the same time. It's nice with the new clothing I got. Going full Yoshi P with the rings. Well, not that intricate and not that many, but like 3 on one hand or something, yeah. But not all like super bulky. I don't like that. Now I'm in Indo. So yeah, it's probably 12-hour difference on your end. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's almost 7 p.m. here, like 1900. Yeah, it just went evening. I always start just at the evening. Yeah. Oh, stretchy. Oh, my back. I'm getting old. Well, we are all. I need some more upbeat music. Otherwise I'm gonna fall asleep, I think. Let's see. Old, yeah. I don't even have coffee, chat. It is that time. Put on some Nightcore. I'm gonna get DMCA, that's the thing. I don't know if there's like no, that's also not nice for you guys to listen to, so I'm not gonna do that. Wait, 7 p.m. so I guess it's 4-hour difference. It's 11:55. Yeah. I said like 4 or 5 hour difference. Yeah, I'm in Europe. I'm not American. Yes. What was I searching? Oh yeah, upbeat gaming music. Like game music, no copyright. 8-bit. Why I search upbeat game music and I get 4 hours of ambient and emotional indie game music to study, chill, and cry to. I'm like, okay, that's not upbeat. I'm getting all the chill and lo-fi stuff. That's not what I'm searching for. Yeah, I'm getting EDM music out of boy. Oh, this might be nice. Is this copyrighted? That's the thing with searching music for without like doing a second track of my music to not have it in the VOD. Finding no copyright music is so annoying these days because you always end up on AI music. Oh, I thought you were American, my bad. No problem. Can understand. Even though the accent is pretty thick, but sure. Okay, how does this one sound? Oh. It's kind of cute on the background, right? Just buy music license? Yeah, let me go to Sony and ask if I can I can just have their Sony Entertainment license. Let me pull out my my freaking platinum credit card, or I don't know, my few million that I have stashed on my bank account somewhere. Yeah. Thrown it! I imagine. That is diabolical. Guys, I need some help with funding my music license. Yeah. Just a small loan of $1 million. Oh my god. Nah. I already feel bad when I put like books on my throne. Which is technically for the channel as well. So, Wait, what's the difference between 18-bit and 16-bit music? Ah, let me check this one. I mean, like double the channels, I know, but free to use in any commercial and non-commercial audiovisual project. Just don't repost, resell, or claim any of the prestation material as your own, and you're good to go. How nice of them. Wow. I'm gonna check this channel later. The full license and download links are in the video description. Oh my god. Oh, we have some battle music. 2 bits. Yeah, 2 bits. Not 1, but 2. Oh, you think I can get away with the Toho jazz medley? You think that would be possible? It would be kind of nice though. I like this on the background for now. We'll listen to this for a bit. Yeah. Oh. This is nice. Wow. Very classic JRPG type of music. Reminds me of like games on the SNES. Yeah, cool. I'll follow this channel. Can I put it a tiny bit softer though? That's too soft. That's too loud. There we go. I don't want to mess with my own audio settings. Yes, yes, yes. Chat, what are we gonna do today? It is too warm to do pretty much anything. But I'm also not very yappable, I feel, today. Outside of if chat throws up a subject, then we can probably yap about it a bit, but... How long do you guys think is an average Nier Automata playthrough? And I mean like the full like 4 endings you need to go through, right, to get the whole story? On normal difficulty. I mean, I guess we can play it on easy as well. Absolute casual gamer. Do you even get all the endings if you play the game on easy? Does Yoko Taro allow you to go to the other endings? I can see him being like, nah, you need to defeat my game on normal to unlock the other endings. Let's see, what is an average Nier Automata playthrough? Yeah, how long to beat? 40 hours? Ooh. Yeah, but is that like the... Oh yeah, main story, yeah. Main story, yeah. Main and sides? What the fuck? How do people have like main story on 4.5 hours? Oh no, this is like one route. Ending A, ending C, ending C, D, E. Okay. I mean, ending A is gonna take the longest, right? Because you're like figuring out everything, and then the second one is quicker, or should be quicker. And then you have like the, what is it, the C and D? Yeah, some people have like 10 hours, 12 hours, oh boy. It's like such a, this website is bad. Well, it's not bad, but it's, I think the game is a really bad one. To check what how to get like the full story, because I bet a lot of people play like ending A and then are like, oh, we're done. Because the second playthrough is not very different. So they're probably like, oh, it's the same thing. Just slightly different. Oh, I'll check it another time, and then they never check it again. Oh, it's A, B, and C. Is the... Okay. Oh yeah, you have A, B, C, and you have also two different or 3 different variations of the C one, right? The ending that you're gonna get. Although I recall it just being like a small thing at the end. That was like a slight difference. It was a really long time ago that I checked it. Someone says it took me 25 hours with no side quests to finish the game. Ooh. That's without any side thingies. And you know how I am. I get distracted by everything. Starting the game from scratch and getting all 26 endings took me about 35 to 40 hours. Okay. I mean, that's pretty solid. For a JRPG? Like a fairly modern JRPG-esque game? Does it actually fall under JRPG, or is it like action combat, more like Devil May Cry-ish? Well, what is Nier Automata classified as? Action role-playing game. Yeah. Okay. So like Devil May Cry and such, okay. Then it's a fairly long game. How long did we do from Breath of the Wild? For Breath of the Wild I played what? 110 hours or something? Yeah. And that were almost 40 streams. Yeah. I mean, I still kind of do want to play it, but I'm not sure if it's really like fun stream content. I don't know what you guys think. And I'm also pretty bad at these games. It is, if you stream it, that's a good point, and also that's very nice of you to say. Yeah, but I'm absolutely washed though, chat. It's so... I do feel it's kind of a game that you should have played at least once in your life. And I also bought it when it came out, I think like the first or the second day. And for like full price, and I never played it. The worse you are, the more content it is. The thing is, the first time I tried it, and I recall it wanting to play it on hard, right? Because then I was still a try-hard in my Dark Souls era and everything. I recall getting stuck on the beginning section because my eyesight is fucked. Like, my depth perception on the screen is really horrible. So if you ever play the game, you know what the first section is. It's where you go through the vent and you need to dodge everything while you fly forward. Oh god. I think I died like over 7 or 8 times, and then I was like, fuck this shit. And ever since, I never opened the game again. But yesterday I watched like the start of a playthrough, and I was like, did I really have this much problem with it? It doesn't look that hard. Yeah, it was quite bad. Yeah, I'm really bad with depth perception. I reckon dodging the balls and everything on the mobs and on the bosses, that should be fine. But that flying section just it's, I don't know. Yeah, I'll see if I can set it up for maybe Friday. We can do it maybe on Friday. Yeah. Friday is also... Is Friday cooler? I'm gonna melt away anyways, yeah. Yeah, because then I can also check like settings and graphics and what is it? Reshade mod on the game, because I know, listen, I know that everything on the game has like a washed out gray filter on top of it because it's supposed to be depressive and bleak and yada yada, end of the world situation, but yeah, it just doesn't look good if everything has a gray like wash over it. Take a seat. Oh my god, what do you mean? Yeah. I'll see if I can get it working too for Friday. I also need to check if I even have enough space. How big is this game? Surely it's not that big, right?
Big.
Stop it. How much is on the Steam page? 50 gigabits. It's okay, it's okay. What's your favorite song? Oh my god, that's a hard one, because it really depends on what type of mood I am in. I think Love of My Life from Queen is a really gorgeous song. Layla from Eric Clapton is also a really good song. God, what else? There's also a lot of like anime songs that I really love. Like the outro from Cowboy Bebop. We were talking about this the other day with like really good songs about. Yeah. What else? What else? There's so many really good. Let's see. I mean, the main theme song of Asura's Red is definitely. Oh, I'm Still Here from the Go-Go Dolls. I'm Still Here from the Go-Go Dolls. I think that would be my ultimate song. Yeah. You can pirate games, by the way. Why would you say that? Like, of course I know. I'm a millennial. Of course I know. I grew up with LimeWire. No, I mostly just play games that I still have in my backlog. I don't see a need to pirate games. Yeah, I think that would be like my penultimate game, I think, maybe. Yeah. If you're talking about like funk and jazz in saxophone related, it's definitely Paul Desmond or Kaori Kobayashi, Candy Dulfer, of course. Can't really say. Don't mention Candy Dulfer from where I come from, right? So yeah. Yeah, no, it just depends on like what mood I'm really in. Because I also really love a lot of metal songs. Sometimes when I get EP, my mind just goes blank. But then do remember that the chat is not your diary. Alright? You can just chill and listen to the chat. It is? No, it is not. That's the quickest way for you to get banned out of my chat. I appreciate the chat interaction, but if it's gonna be nonsensical stuff, then no. Alright, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not catering to the Gen Alphas. It is, I think, at this point. Yeah. God, which generation are we even at this point? I can't keep up. I can't keep up. The other day we had a chatter in here that was watching 3 streams at the same time. And then asked me, can you repeat that? Because I didn't hear it because I was watching the other stream. And I was like, that's a you issue. It's like, why? Why? Maybe if you want to pay attention to something, you should focus on that one thing. I don't know. Mind-blowing idea, I think, but yeah. Especially me coming, I have a pretty like slow life, right? I do a lot of reading and one thing at a time often. I just don't understand the continuous like visual or like, what is it? Sensory overload that people are asking nowadays. Where when you're watching a movie, you're also on your laptop, but you also have your mobile phone open and you're scrolling everything, and I'm like, what the fuck? Millennials might be the last real generation. That's one way to put it. We definitely went through a lot of things, yeah. I have multiple streams open, but I always have all but one mute. Yeah. I do that as well. I have like maybe 2 streams open, kind of depending, because if I have a tourney open and then I hang on a stream with a friend, then a friend of mine is streaming or something like that, then sure, but I don't have all sounds on, right? I would go mental. And then nowadays Netflix and just series in general are catering to people that have a short attention span. So you start noticing that in newer series the dialogue gets more repeated, or like in games that they continuously regurgitate what exactly is needed to be done or what the situation is that is going on in the movie. And I'm like, oh my goodness, why are you gonna like appeal and indulge in this behavior? Just say, if you want to know what's going on, just focus on the story, or focus on whatever you're watching or you're doing or whatever. And if you're not, then you can rewind it, right? Like sometimes when I'm walking or am I working out and I have an audiobook on and I just like zone out and I think of other things and I don't hear the audiobook, or like I'm not actually actively listening to the audiobook, I should say, I also just rewind like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something. Then I listen to it. I notice when I'm tired late at night and I'm reading through a book, and sometimes I just go through the motion of reading. I don't know if anyone has this, but when you get tired at a certain point, you start to just like go over the lines, even though you're not really reading and registering what you're reading. I just like go back a page or something and then read it again. Like, what is the harm in this? But why do we, as like media and everything, need to start engaging with this type of stuff? I had an interesting talk with someone yesterday where we were talking about how a lot of YouTube videos nowadays cut out the dead air, right? And you have like a lot of AI editing programs that take out your pauses when you talk, or the ums and the ahs, and the ums and the ahs I can understand, but just the thinking sounds of like these little pauses that I sometimes do in between when I'm talking. It's just a normal talking cadence. You don't need to cut off that stuff out of it, right? I can understand when a creator goes on a rant and you get sidetracked by something that you are talking about and you cut that out. Totally 100% understandable, right? But not where you cut out all the dead air. And then, for me, when I watch a video like that, the whole video just becomes one long sentence. I don't know if anyone else has this, but it feels like the sentence is never ending. Because all the dead points are like cut out of like all the talking. But I know a lot of like younger people, or even older people, but mainly younger people, really like it. And they also watch a lot of videos on like 2 times speed or even 2.5 times speed, which I'm like, how even? How? Like, if you're following a manual or something, or a recipe or whatever, I can understand that you're like, put it at 1.5 speed or something. But not podcasts or, I don't know, just a general maybe review of something. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know if that's like a very like biased opinion that I have. Because it is like a lot of... You can see it. If you go back like in 5 years or further back videos on YouTube, the cadence of someone talking and the way it is filmed is like way different than outside of the like different cuts of angles and everything that we have every 3 or 4 seconds to keep people's attention span, right? I like outside of the visual, it is so crazy how different speed of talking and engaging with your audience has become. I almost feel like I need to talk faster for like people to keep hooked or something like that. Like you almost need to keep on running with your voice, I feel, to have kind of that same way of talking these days. When I read a book to you guys, I also try to purposely slow down, because I know sometimes I can talk a bit faster when I'm reading a book to you guys, so that's not really helping, right? Because I have a lot of people that are like not, where English is not their first language, I should say it like that. And I have an accent, so I should not like ramble, because then the words get like frumbled up on each other, right? It's not nice to listen to either, I feel. So yeah. No, it does make me a bit conscious. It almost feels like I'm moving in slow motion in how I do things, or how I... Like, I feel I talk really slow sometimes if I watch a lot of, like, newer YouTube videos. I'm like, am I actually, like... Just as if I'm in slow motion speed or something. But is that then just like an effect of TikTok brain, as we call it, right? Or is that just... because people want to consume more and more and more, so they also want to consume more media, which is just another way of consuming things. Is that why people watch everything on 2.5 speed? And we talked about this like a few months ago, about people that listen to audiobooks on 2.5 speed, right? Because they want to finish the book as quick as it comes out, so they can talk with their friends about it. And I was like, you're like... ruining the whole story for you, I feel, if you do that. Like... But then again, I equate reading a book with immersing myself in like another world and relaxation. Well, kind of depends what book, but mainly relaxation. So yeah. For me, it doesn't feel like if you would listen to a book on 2.5 speed, I feel like that's not relaxation. But maybe that's just a me issue, right? What book are you reading currently? Currently, I'm reading The Time Traveler's Wife. It is, I think, in English. Yeah, The Time Traveler's Wife I started in, and I should still continue Empire of the Vampire by Kotov, darn it. J. Christoph. There we go. Half of the name I remember. That's already more than I would usually do. And last time we read for the chat, we read The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. And we did Empire of a Vampire before then. So if you're interested in what type of book that is, you can check the live stream VODs on YouTube as well. The artist's name is very interesting. It's a long-standing... would I call it epic fantasy? Yeah. He's a long-standing epic fantasy name in the writing community for sure. He has been writing books for quite a while. And they're always very high regarded. Yeah. He writes really thick books though. I should say that, yeah. All his books, I think, are like around above 600 or more pages. So definitely like the later... Like Empire of a Vampire is a trilogy. The first book is 600 something pages, and I think the second book is like 800. And the third book is not as thick, which I say that, but I think it's even like 600, 500 or 600, but the book is bigger in itself. They released the book in twice the size, because otherwise it wouldn't have fit in one book. Then you kind of know, because he didn't want it to release two books. He wanted to have a trilogy and not a quartet, yeah. So he did it like that, which I respect. So yeah, it's But yeah, that book is like... Is it 1.5 or twice the size? Let me look over. No, it is kind of like almost twice the size. Yeah. If I look at it laying on my table, yeah. Yeah. And I got the ebook of Rain and Ruin, which is a romantasy. It's just like... But it's one of the better romantasies, I must say. But that's more like junk food reading in my case. I read that in between like epic fantasies and stuff like that to kind of cleanse and read something simpler. The same with like... A Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea from XEO is also, I think... only 200 something pages, but it is written in a very digestible way of writing. So it's pretty easy to read away, even for people that hardly read. And I would classify it more like a young adult story. It's like based on a Korean mythology. Yeah, it's based on a Korean mythology, and they kind of revamped it into a little adventure story, to put it like that, yeah. Beautiful book though. It might be shorter, but it is definitely... It closes out everything that it does. I appreciate a book that just knows the red thread that it wants to follow. No pun intended with that book, but... and then knows the little side things that it wants to do, and then all neatly wraps it up in a bow. And it doesn't really do anything like super spectacular, but it does it all really well, right? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like, the wheel is already good as it is. You can give it like a new color or a new shine, or like patch it up a bit or whatever. And that is fine as also. Right? It's kind of what Expedition 33 did, to be honest, with the JRPG type of genre. They didn't reinvent the wheel, they just did the wheel really fucking well. And added some expansion on the wheel. It was a very intricate wheel with the things you can do in that game. So yeah, but yeah. I feel the same about books. Like, you don't necessarily need to become a genre-banding writer if you just know what your thing is, and what if that thing that you do is really your thing and you do it well, then just do your thing, right? In general, actually, that is, like, how many billion people are on the world? Like, we don't... Not every individual person needs to be a reinventor of things. It is totally fine to just be a simplistic type of thing in your life. Or like the quote-unquote, what people say, a cog in the wheel. If you're content with like what it does, like, for example, in the Netherlands, a lot of people work to live, as I say, and like in comparison to America, where a lot of people live to work. And by that I mean, so in the Netherlands we don't really have a big work culture, because your work is just providing for what you want to do next to work. We pretty much work as much as we need it until we are like satisfied with what it can bring in our life. May it be providing your family, or providing for your hobbies or your travels or whatever, right? So whenever we have a birthday or whatever and you meet someone new, the question of what they do for work or whatever pretty much never comes up. Only when that person starts talking about it by themselves, or the whole general conversation is talking about work or things about something in work or something. Otherwise, we really don't care about what people do for work. Like, maybe if you're finding a partner or something, sure, then yeah, you might want to think about it. If for certain things, if what your aspirations are in the next like 5 or 10 years or whatever, right? That kind of depends. But otherwise, no. Well, I would think if you go to America, it's very much more a work culture, and I'm talking very general, all right? And I feel like when you meet someone else, the conversation of work or what they do for work or what they earn for work comes up way quicker. And it's also where people get judged on in certain places in America, for certain, like California or something like that. So yeah. It's definitely like a whole different way of perspective on life, yeah. Like in the same way people can have different perspective on books. Like some people don't necessarily care for the genre, but they care a lot about how it is written, the more technical side of it. I can kind of understand that, because I do love purple prose, or as they say, a book with a lot of like facilitating ways of describing things and going very in depth about describing the surrounding, or with a lot of adjectives, I should say, yeah. I do enjoy that because it fleshes out the visual image that I can make in my head. So therefore I like it, right? But I can totally understand another person being totally lost in it, or being like, why are they wasting so much time in describing everything? Like, 100% can understand that. I personally, if I find a book where I'm, like, let's say it's an epic fantasy, I'm gonna spend a significant amount of time on it, because most of those books are 400, 500 pages plus, so that's at least 6 hours for me. then I do want characters to be not cardboard paper, to put it like that, right? I don't want one-dimensional characters. So I think that's a big thing in my case when I read books. And in a romantasy, you see cardboard paper characters a lot. But then that book is like 100, yeah, just barely 200 pages or something. You do have romantasy that becomes very, very thick and long going. It's not always good. I noticed, and I think this is mainly towards the romantasy genre, because it is such a popular genre, right? And I do agree that outside of it being absolutely pumped out in every publisher and everything, and we're having so many books in the romantasy genre lately, it is good that people read more. Yeah. Regardless of like what you read, may it be comics, manga, heck, just Wikipedia pages, or hey, if you enjoy reading research papers, I'm not gonna judge you. I always do that. I also do that sometimes. So if that's your hobby, then that's your hobby. Or if you're reading epic fantasies or romantasy or just Western comic books or whatever like that, it's all reading, right? So I think in general, if you're reading, that's good. But there is a difference between like... I see why romantasy is very... how you say it? I see why it is so appealing to read, because it is really easy to get into. The literature quality of most romantasy, and I know there are outliers, don't come at me, is quite low. And oftentimes these books could use an editor of 2 or 3 or 5 or 6. So sometimes we end up with a way thicker book than it should have. Or in the case of, let me give a very, very popular example of the Empyrean series, like Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, all that jazz. It was supposed to be a trilogy first, and then the publisher signed her for 5 books, so now we have filler in the book. I am always so sad when that happens. When you just notice that the writer is padding out the story. I really don't like it in manga either. Like an odd side story that maybe adds something to the background of the character or something is different than a straight up filler, right? In anime or stuff like that, so yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's really easy to notice that they just going, oh shoot, I don't have enough pages, so let me just put in a random adventure that is gonna add nothing to the general overview of the story, because they're gonna end up on square one after the story anyways. And then I'm like, please. If it doesn't add anything to the background of the story, it looks at Naruto, yeah. Naruto is a very, very big component of that, especially in how publishing of manga and such was back in the day. The thing with the anime, I must say, it was because the anime was so close on the manga in how much the manga was releasing, that they needed to put in fillers here and there to not have the Full Metal Alchemist issue, right? Full Metal Alchemist just made up a whole different ending because they went forward on the manga release. And the entirety of Boruto, don't get me started, but it's just because they are handing more money to the mangaka, which I'm happy he's getting more money, or he or she, I don't know, I think it's a he. Like, get that bag, but yeah, definitely. It's what happened with the Chainsaw Man writer as well. Kitori, hello! Welcome in, how you doing? Yeah, and then you have like the opposite, which is like the writer of, like the mangaka, the writer of Promised Neverland, which just wrapped up a really good manga in like 20 chapters or something, because they were done with the story, which I'm like, okay, fair, you can decide that, you're the maker, but also damn, it was such a good story, give us more. Yeah. Yeah, and then the manga totally butchered it. Oh, the anime totally butchered it. Oh my god, what the hell did they do with that? But nowadays you can clearly see that a lot of the anime is being made to promote manga. Oh wait, no, all the way around. Back in the day, a lot of anime got made to promote the manga, and nowadays it is more so the anime can become profitable as well. So yeah. But yeah, back in the day in Japan, those were really bad practices as well. Because on top of, in general, animators and manga artists already getting absolutely nothing paid, and they're being hostage, held hostage pretty much. And then if they buy up a license of a manga, then the license is also not really much. So then they get the added... Sure, they get the added exposure on top of it, and sometimes they get merch, but they also need to deal with the merch and deal with the anime if they care about their work, and I reckon every artist in some way cares about their art. So yeah, so that also may have a negative effect on the manga if it's still being ongoing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if the writer of Chainsaw Man... I feel like on the original part where quote-unquote the first part of Chainsaw Man ends in the manga, if you read it, you know, I felt like there was a good ending. Of like, it was a good closing point. I should put it like that. It was a good point to close. And then they made the anime and the movies, and it became so popular, well, for some reason, and he started writing more and more and more. And let's not talk about the manga ending at this point. Let's not. Oh my goodness. We had a few manga that ended these past years that ended in such a bad way that I feel so bad about the people that have read them for many long years. Because I recall whenever Full Metal Alchemist was ongoing, I recall sitting on the couch with multiple friends every week, and one person brought their laptop, and we would all read the new chapter that would come out. That's like how ingrained anime and manga is in how I grew up. So yeah, I really feel bad for people that have that moment where they need to wait every week and they invest, I don't know, like 7-8 years into following a story, and then it ends so badly by just like a few chapters where you go, well, it was just all in your head or something like that, right? Or, oh, guess that never happened, retcon. It's like, how do you mean? Yeah, it's just ass pull out of nowhere. It's so bad. Like, as much as people complain about the Attack on Titan ending, I think it was handled somewhat poorly, but it made sense, right? It's the same, it's the biggest controversy in like writing is George R.R. Martin with the Song of Ice and Fire after the Game of Thrones series came out, and I still firmly believe that the ending that we gotten in Game of Thrones season, was it 6 or 8? One or the other. I still believe that is the actual ending that George R.R. Martin wanted. They just handled it super poorly in the way they build up towards it, because the two people that were directing the series wanted to do Star Wars, right? So they needed to suddenly wrap everything up. So due to the backlash on that series, I feel like George is just like, yeah, no, I don't. And also the fact that if you read Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, I think pretty much everyone agrees that the story needs a time skip somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really, really hard to tie up all the loose ends or to make people come back together, like in King's Landing or something like that, right? Then yeah, I can fully understand how George is looking at his own work and going like, oh my god, where do I even... I also wouldn't be in his shoes. And at the same time, you also can't blame him that he's having so many other opportunities and everything now to do other things, right? Because we have, what? House of the Dragon, which the last few seasons we're also not going to talk about. I read the first book, but we also don't have the second book yet. And then we have, what, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms? Is it that? Was it named that? I still have it in my reading. I actually have it. I just need to start it. And then it's the story of Dunk and Egg, right? Those are like... I heard those are really, really good books as well. And if in some way George is just expanding upon his own universe at this point. Which, yeah, I mean... Sure, it has been, what... 11 years or 13 years since we had the last... What was it? Song of Crows? Like... Yeah, the last Song of Ice and Fire book. Oh god. But at the same time, he is still writing. And I feel like I really like the best possible thing that might happen in his case. Because they're like, as a... The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was pretty good in my opinion, but it does have some weird cutaway thing done for I see. Yeah, I still need to check it, but it does look really good. It does look really good. But then again, like House of the Dragon looked really good in the first season as well, and then they kind of retconned pretty much fucking everything. Which is horrible, because the book is amazing. Or well, it's like a historical setup of a book. I feel like I can't really call it like an adventure story type of book, right? Because it's written from multiple perspectives of a person that is recalling the events of what happened. Like you don't actively go along with the characters during the events. That's what I mean. So it's a different perspective on how it's written. But for example, like Rhaenyra's, I think, or Rhaenyra, how it is, she is supposed to be like a super brute type of ruler, which in the first season seemed to be an amazing setup how they were going to make it, right? How the first season ended, I can still recall it, and it still gives me chills. It was so well done. And then the second season and the third season, they totally retconned that shit into like some woke self-insert romantic fanfiction almost. Like that, like some of the writers also got like thrown out from the first season to the second season, so hey. But yeah, it's such a shame what they done with it. It's almost as if they didn't dare to go as dark on it, while we all know that George R.R. Martin can write incredibly dark stuff. So, which... Like, he likes to write a very grim world, which I also think why his writing is so good. Because his world has high stakes, and it makes you feel like everything is way more realer and way more important in a lot of cases, right? So yeah. It has weight to it. There's a purpose to that weight as well. So it's not there for nothing. So if you take that weight away, then you kind of end up with the shell of its former thing, with way less emotion to it, in my personal opinion. So yeah, so that's a shame. Like the House of the Dragon still looks amazing, still looks beautiful, but the characters, the way they set up in the first season and the way they are acting in the second and the third season, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the thing I hate the most is a character that doesn't act as if the character is defined in how it is set up. Like, sure, a character can go through changes, and that's amazing, right? I love myself a good character-driven story, where, especially when it's like a young adult person that gets thrown into a world with a lot of danger and needs to survive in there because of a special reason that only happened to her or something like that. Talking about you, Well of Echoes, my favorite series ever. So yeah, and that's pretty much whole character driven, and she goes through a lot of shit. And that also defines her and how she changes her view upon the world and upon other people, and how she gets like misused for the betterment of politics and everything like that, right? So yeah, of course she's gonna be more cynical towards like the later half of the series. That makes sense. But that's how characters grow, right? So if you establish a very cynical person because they have been misused a lot of things, then suddenly they're not gonna just go along with whatever a random, like, nobody that they just met 5 minutes ago. Of course, that's not gonna happen, right? So that doesn't rhyme and reason onto each other. And I clock that shit really, really badly. I don't like that. Because then you try to establish characters and then you kind of throw that establishment out the window. I don't like that. Then it's maybe better to keep to like a more shallow personality for your character, so the character can be more versatile, right? Then you gotta weigh those things. But yeah, if done well, which I think George R.R. Martin does in a lot of cases, just look at the story of Arya Stark. Even if you only saw Game of Thrones, it is already very well seen how Arya starts out and how Arya grows through everything, right? And why she is so bitter in the end and so mistrusting of everyone. So yeah, like, and with House of the Dragon, they established a very, like, almost dictator-esque type of character, and then suddenly that person wants to reconcile with everyone and then wants to find a middle ground. Like, that is not something they would have done from the character perspective. So yeah. Oh. I bumped into my desk, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll put this a tiny bit lower, there we go. Yeah, I think it's rough with series. Like, how long was the ending of the Game of Thrones series? Let's see. Game of Thrones series. 2019. This is already 7 years ago. Jesus Christ. Remember the crazy amount of backlash on that ending, which I understand in the way it got handled, right? I think that the ending actually makes a lot of sense, but I can totally understand George R.R. Martin wanting absolutely nothing to do with this fan base and being like, whatever I put out to write, it's not gonna be enough, or it's not gonna be the ending that other people want, and definitely not, because probably the ending that he had in mind was kind of like alongside the same ending, just like way larger written out and way better established, right? So yeah, people are not going to be happy then. And man, nowadays fandoms they go crazy on the smallest thing. So yeah, I think in George's case, of course, he's like not in a very healthy place either, and he's getting older. I feel the best, this is very morbid to say, but the quote-unquote best that we can hope for is when he falls over, he actually has his books written and he's just gonna release them post-mortem. So then the whole fandom or whatever can have their freak out and everything about it, and he will just be, you know, passed on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's like any other choice in his regard. Of course you can say, oh, just release the books, George, and then screw it with what people on the internet say or something, but it is crazy to what lengths people go these days if they don't agree with something. And it's very much also like, if you don't agree with me, then you're against me. I don't understand. I 100% don't understand why people are that way. Like, can we not have a nuanced conversation? No. No. You don't like Ting? Or I assume you don't like my Ting? You're my enemy. Please. Yeah, no. There's a bit of a... I normally don't really talk about this stuff on my channel, but there's a big ongoing news thing at the moment going on about a certain well-known book in the fantasy genre being possibly written with AI, and a big study that they did, checking in 14,000 different open source books and see how many or how prevalent AI was or is possibly used in it, right? It's a pretty in-depth research. I skimmed over it, but yeah, it is something. And then to see I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but to then see the discourse of how people react to it, or how they, like, full-blown Dunning-Kruger effect in work here. How they think, they understand without even reading the paper or reading the research or anything, or how they just blindly defend the person that written the book because it's I think it's a woman of color that has written it, I think, right? And then of course the journalist is a white male. Oh my god, I don't even get why we are bringing this type of stuff into it. Like, sure, I know minorities, right? And definitely in the book writing space, definitely an issue with it. I'm not gonna deny that. But it doesn't have effect on is AI being frequently used within this situation and research and everything like that, and how we need to deal with it and what we need to do with it. So yeah. But yeah, it has blown up so big in the reading sphere that it's a headache. It actively made me more depressed than I already was when I was reading through it. Oh my goodness. Luan, welcome in. 15 months and I'm still in work jail. No! Thank you for the 15 month support. Holy. Thank you. Yes. Been here a long while already. Yeah. Are you at work at the moment, or now I have to go? Bye. Good stream for everyone. Okay, have a good day at work. Oh well, good day. I hope your work is bearable today. Yes. And be safe. Yeah. I mean, I think AI in the writing space is a very rough subject to begin with. Because yes, it's being used a lot. Because you see, like, in the case of the writing, of the writing sphere or the writing background, right? You have a lot of AI writers. I must say it like that. You have a lot of AI writers that publish books prompted by AI under multiple pen names, self-publish them, and then rake in money, right? Because some people don't necessarily care, or don't have an understanding and can't see the signs when they are reading an AI generated or partially AI generated book, right? So, and I gotta say, sometimes it is hard to see. I've read a lot of different prompts, so I went pretty much into like the intricacies and how learning models and such work. So I see the signs, right? But I can totally understand someone that is not deeply invested in it or interested in it in any way, that they might be like, oh, this is just badly written. And that's also a big issue, right? What is the difference between AI not being, like an AI being inconsistent or a writer making an inconsistency mistake, right? There are different gradations and variations of this. Because there's also this very big issue, which is not only in the writing space, but also in art, where people are like, I don't know, this just looks weird, the vibes are off, it must be AI. Ugh. And it... Burp! No, buddy, you can come out of it. No! Well then. I'll let you out of the cage off the stream, please. Don't make a ruckus. Yeah, I hear you. Yes. Where was I? Oh no. Derailment. Oh yeah, which can be very damaging to anything. Can be very damaging to any like publisher, writer, artist. Even in the gaming sphere you see it, right? With developers, where people maybe think that our AI is being used, or maybe they are using AI for like AI pathing, which is like a totally different matter altogether. But then people don't understand it, and then they only see the word AI and they're like, oh, AI, and that comes out into the open then, and people don't understand it, and that they don't go out of their way to read more about it, but then the reputation is already there, right? I think it happened with a visual novel I was interested in a while back, where they didn't use AI, but in the backgrounds they used things like 3D renders from Clip Studio, and they would draw over that, which is just, Clip Studio is just a way for 3D visualization that artists can use for like backgrounds and perspective drawing and stuff like that, right? And they drew over, I think it was like a railing, it was a metal railing, but they didn't spend too much time on it, so it just looked janky. And someone in the comments on the Steam page said, oh, they have been using AI in this visual novel because this background and this, even though the artists themselves, the developer itself, came replying to them, I used Clip Studio, these are the things that I used in Clip Studio, even like showing proof and everything, which is already kind of like the fact that they need to go this far to even prove, right? And they were like, I admit I was lazy with the work, and I agree, it is just sloppy and messy work. But by then, a lot of people had already seen the negative review and steered clear of the visual novel, which was a shame because I think that visual novel was pretty good as well. So yeah, it can be really, really damaging to just shout into the open, "Oh, AI, like why do we have this way of guilty until proven innocent?" That is so damaging. Nowhere else in dealing with things you would be like, "Oh, guilty until proven innocent." That's fucked up. You don't do that, right? Like, you would always first do extra research before you would even shout that into the void. And people would be like, well, let's see the things and compare the things and see if it truly is that way. But a lot of people are crying wolf now with very damaging results. On top of like people being like, "Oh yeah, I just don't care at all." Well, that's all nice and dandy, but then why are you putting yourself into this conversation to begin with? Yeah, it makes me really worried. Because naturally AI is an issue, right? Whatever decision we're gonna get to as a... Well, humanity is not gonna universally agree on a thing to begin with, because like, for comparison, in China they're very positive about AI. It's kind of crazy. And then here in the West, we're very against it, right? So I don't think we as the West are gonna knock on China's door and say, "Hey, stop that." Like, let's be really fucking real right here. So then the second question is gonna be like, okay, but how are we gonna how are we gonna regulate this? That's the question. And that question is not being answered at this moment. And I think it's also a very, very hard question to answer, to be honest. Like, to take another example, which my personal country has taken a stance on, loot boxes. And, for example, gachas without any pity, or any related gambling where the chance percentages are not shown, or where the way gacha works is still possible in the Netherlands, because the Benelux, so Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, has taken a stance on loot boxes where there is no pity, that they are not allowed in my country. So games that have that, I can't play them, because or they need to pay a hefty freaking fine. That's what the FIFA does. So so we have that, and the way loot boxes or gachas do work in my country is that if you have a pity system, let's say you need to roll 60 times before you are guaranteed to get the thing that you are rolling for, then technically you are paying for a product that in the end you're gonna get, right? And in that way they kind of get into a gray area and find a way, like find a loop in the system. Or they need to show what the rates are of the percentages and stuff like that, so it's very clear to people, right? That the reason why you see percentages and everything in your gacha is due to this whole debacle that we had in the Benelux. So yeah. And then you also have companies like Cygames with their Uma Musume game that I can't play, because Cygames is like, we don't wanna adhere to giving our game an 18 plus rating, because all the games that have gambling in my country are they forced to have 18 plus as an adult, because you need to be an adult to gamble here. and they fall under the gambling law. So when a publisher wants to publish their game here, which is a gacha, then it is marketed as 18+, right? And Cygames from Uma Musume is just, nah, we don't want our game to be marked as 18+. We want our game to be marked as, I don't know, like 13+ it is in all the other surrounding countries, I think. So we're just not going to pay your license, and the people in your country are just not going to be able to play our game. Which I'm like, thanks. It's not like I wanted to raise my horse girls anyways. Fuck's sake. I guess it saves my wallet. But yeah. And then people be like, but you can't use a VPN, right? Yeah, in some cases, but for some reason Cygames has like the most heavy-handed anti-cheat on Uma Musume that I've ever witnessed in any game. Because if you change from one menu to the other menu, the game checks for your IP and where you are, your location and everything. Like, what the fuck? They are very, very protective of their horse girls. And then whenever they bring out a new patch, I need to then go to a lot of different ways to get the new patch installed. Like, listen, if I was living near to the German border, I could just go on a walk, go over the German border, play my Uma Musume dailies, have my horse girls, get the new horse girl, install the patch or whatever, and I could go home again. But sadly, I don't, right? Yeah, that's how stupid it is. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. I think it's the only gacha game that really got me annoyed. Like, thanks, Cygames. They're the same makers as Fate Grand Order, I think it is, right? Or what is it? And a Fantasy Star. Yeah, Fantasy Star? No. What is it? Cygames? Because they have another really long ongoing gacha game. Oh yeah, Idol Master as well. Well, I'm not really into like idol games, but what is the other one that they have? Where can I see the games? Hold on. Oh, here. Let's see. Oh, Grand Blue. Yeah. So they're also the creators of the Grand Blue Fantasy gacha games, which I can't play either. I can play the normal Grand Blue games. But not the mobile and the gacha games. Oh, it's so dumb. Just only for that reason, because they don't want to have their games marked as 18+. Like, it's insane. Yeah. But a lot of the earlier loot box games, like I think it was Apex, when it just came out, it had like very cursed loot boxes, and Overwatch as well. I recall that. I couldn't play those in my country. Nowadays you can, because they show like the rates and everything, right? Even though the rates are like insane. At least I recall in Apex it's absolutely insane to get some cosmetics. Like, I don't play it myself, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, interesting times. Luckily there are plenty of other video games to play. But my horse girls though. Now I sometimes watch like Uma Musume streamers just to get my Uma Musume fix. It is what it is. Yeah. Let's see. Where we at? Where we living? It's almost. Oh, it's just over 8. Okay.
Like,
Let's see where I'm gonna send you all. I know it has been the shortest stream today, or I'm still like recovering and not all too well. So I'm just gonna keep it short. Let's see, Lex is online. Let me rate you guys into there, so they have a little bit more viewers. And support them. They have also amazing bird emotes. But they are playing Demon Souls. Long time favorite game of mine. So yeah, let me send you all over to Lex. Thank you all hanging out with me today, and I'll see if I can put up Near Automata for Friday, or maybe another game. We'll see how I feel. We'll see. I'll see you all Friday then. Thank you all for hanging out with me wherever you are. Have a good afternoon, midday, night, evening, morning. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you all for hanging out. Bye. Bye. Lots, thank you.